Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are going to talk about the history of the Cubs.
McCain has the 97 home run for the ages. Oh my goodness! Yes! It's the day! Wow, that was awesome.
After I want to start, I want to show you enough. I have a Cubs shirt, and not just as a Cubs fan, but I don't know, you can really see this. If you can read it, it's a KB shirt showing some, just to let you know, I'm a big fan of KB. The Cubs have won 3 World Series. They also are tied with other teams. Numbers up here, so you want to follow along how many times they won the World Series. And if you want to see other videos, is out. You can go and see which one you want to watch in the description. Chicago Cubs were around in 1903 to present time. In 1903, they had Frank Chance and Joe Tinker and Johnny Evers. And on Frank Chance, he was actually the manager and a player at the same time. And I never knew that before, but I guess like back then in the early 1900s, they let the manager as players. They won their very first World Series in 1907, and then after that, they won back-to-back in 1908. 1919 added Grover Alexander. 1926 they add Hack Wilson. 1928 they add Kirky Coiler. In 1929 they add Roger Hansby. In 1945, that was the last time the Cubs were in the World Series. And a lot of people are saying the Cubs are cursed because a person was trying to get into the World Series at the game in Wrigley Field, bringing a goat, and fortunately they didn't let the person inside with the goat, so they cursed the Cubs. It just not as like in the World Series, also losing like in Wrigley Field, like in the World Series playoff. 1954 they add Ernie Banks, Mr. Sunshine. In 1960, they add Ron Santro. In 1961, they add Billy Williams. In 1966, they add Fergie Jenkson. In 1978, they add Bill Buckner. In 1982, they add Ryan Sandberg. In 1984, Ryan Sandberg hit 114 runs, 200 hits, 19 home runs, 84 RBIs, .887 OPS, .314 batting average, and also won the NL MVP. In 1988, they add Greg Maddux and Mark Grace. In 1993, they add Sammy Sosa, steroids. In 1998, they add Kerry Woods. I'm sorry, cause I got really talked about this, unfortunately enough, of in 2003 and the mishappen of Steve Bartman reaching out in the 2003 NL Championship Division game against the Marlins, and fortunately that led to them to lose the game and not going to the World Series in 2003, and possibility against the Yankees as well. But man, yeah, Bartman, that's rough. Like I feel bad of it, what happened. People make mistakes. That, yeah, and you can see enough of like, you could say the same thing with the Red Sox with Bill Buckner having the ball going through his leg and losing game 6 in 1986 World Series. This is not like almost of it. Like, I guess, like, I know fan interference was part of it, and I thinking the rule didn't even work back then at the time and stuff. So, you know, like, I don't know. Like it's that was the rough part, but you cannot give away from what Bill Buckner did for the Red Sox. You know, like you got to be clutch from there and stuff. And if so, but you also could have absolutely talked about the player in the outfield. Like, come on, like get to the ball or something. But again, I don't know and stuff. It just didn't look good for Bartman in a way. In 2010, they add Starling Castro. 2012, they add Anthony Rizzo and Travis Wood. 2014, they add Jake Arrieta and Kyle Hendricks. 2015, they added my boy KB, Chris Bryant, and Addison Russell, John Lester, and Dexter Fowler, Miguel Montero, and Jason Hamel, and Kyle Schwarber. Like, there was so many people were added in 2015. Back in the Future Part 2, pretty much predicted of the Cubs to win in the 2015 World Series. Fortunately enough, they were very close. They went to the NL Championship Division against the Mets, but fortunately the Mets got to the World Series, but the Mets didn't even win either, so the Royals took 2015. And then they finally broke the curse in 2016. My boy did it with Ben Zobrist and Javier Baez, John Lackey, and Wilson Contreras, and David Ross. Rizzo hit 32 home runs, 109 RBIs, .928 OPS, 2.292 batting average. Jake Arrieta pitched 3.10 ERA, 1.190 strikeouts, 1.084 WHIP, and 18 wins. And Chris Bryant hit 39 home runs, 102 RBIs, .939 OPS, 2.92 batting average, and the NL MVP. In 2017, they add Wade Davis and Ian Happ. In 2018, they add Cole Hamels. 2020, they add Nico Horner. And my ping pong coach thinks that he is the Derek Jeter 2.0. 2021, add Patrick Wisdom and Frank Skywindle. 2022, they add Justin Steele and Seiya Suzuki. In 2023 and 2024, now adding Dansby Swanson and Cody Bellinger, Sota Egamiyaga, Michael Busch, and Pete Crow Armstrong. That is it for the history of the Cubs. I was kind of rooting for the Cubs in the 2016 time because obviously, yes, I do have a ping pong coach is a Cubs fan as well. He pretty much got me be as a Chris Bryant fan. He was even hyped for it for KB as well, and even just the team at the time and stuff. And I don't know, his Chris Bryant fan just went downhill, but I'm still a KB fan. It really shows right there, and this shirt. Yeah, I would definitely say the Cubs are a big history team, around in the 1900s. Didn't really win a whole lot World Series besides of like '07 and '08 when back to back when Frank Chance was basically like the manager and as the player, so just kind of interesting about that. And then the 2016 World Series was pretty much like kind of special to baseball and just like in Cubs fans and stuff because like who knows if this and stuff and I don't know if it was like the Back to the Future pretty much like brought the Cubs in, saying it's like, hey, like let's win a World Series because I want to get this prediction like correct in a way. But fortunately enough, it's crazy enough of they were really close doing that prediction for the movie in Back to the Future Part 2. Hopefully enough of KB is going to be in the Hall of Fame of the Chicago Cubs later on, because he is pretty much big for being in 2015-2016 year, even helping them to win the World Series and stuff. Obviously he was Rookie of the Year. I just told you he won the NL MVP in 2016, won a World Series ring and stuff, and four-time All-Star and stuff. There's a reason why I like this person, just not generally as just a player, but as a person as well. I know he's not on the team anymore and stuff because, obviously he went to the Giants and then now he's on the Rockies and stuff. And I know things are not doing so well for him. I've been to Wrigley Field. It's actually really cool. The thing is crazy enough of I did not see my boy play the day I went to Wrigley Field. And it also happened in 2016 as well. The coolest thing when I went to the game, it was actually the first appearance of Wilson Contreras game that day I went. So that was kind of exciting just to see like somebody's debut. And also the Wrigley Field is the second oldest baseball stadium out there. They started in 1914. Fortunately, Fenway take the #1 spot from 1912. And then you also got like the very interesting like ivy bush in the outfield, just to make something interesting to talk about the stadiums and stuff. So that is that. There are other teams are tied with 3 wins with the Cubs, so hopefully you guys can look forward for those videos. Get hyped as well. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more contents, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.